Hello and welcome everybody to today's Commodities Corner session. Just before we get started, guys, a disclaimer for you to have a read on, and then we will get going with today's webinar. Hello and welcome everybody to today's session. So we are, of course, going to be covering during today's Commodities Corner, live market analysis, a watch list of trading opportunities, a forecast of where gold, silver and oil will be heading next. We'll be answering questions and providing live support. So just before we get started, I'm Phil Carr from the Gold and Silver Club, and the Gold and Silver Club is the #1 commodities trading and investment coaching company. We are regarded really as the go-to authority on commodities trading. As internationally respected experts, our analysis and our opinions on the metals, the energies and the agricultural markets, they're routinely sought by major financial television channels and publications, which include Bloomberg, Reuters, CNBC, the Financial Times, the Wall Street Journal. Of course, it's a pleasure to be here as well today on binary.com as well. For further information on the Gold and Silver Club and our expertise, please do visit our website, which is www.thegoldensilverclub.com. So before we get started, guys, before we go over to the charts and go through some analysis today, I will just give you an idea of how the markets are performing so far in 2017. So first of all, you can see the top performing market this year is palladium. Palladium is up over 18% this year, followed by several of the other metals as well. So silver is up just under 10% in 2017, gold up just under 8% at the moment, platinum is up just over 6% so far this year, S&P 500 up just under 5%, Dow Jones up 4.8%, and copper up 4.7%. So these are some of the top performing markets over 2017. Also, in terms of the weakest performers this year, natural gas is down over 21%, heating oil is down over 14%, crude oil down 13%, Brent crude oil down 11%, and overall this really helps you to get an idea of what the overall trend is in the market. So right now we've got upward trends in palladium, in silver, in gold, which we'll have a look at on the charts very shortly, and we've got a downward trend at the moment. Overall we've got a bearish price structure right now for oil, certainly WTI crude oil, Brent crude oil we'll take a look at as well. And we really want to be following these trends. So one of the major reasons to have a look at this is to understand where essentially the market is moving, which direction it's going. So overall, we want to be on the right side of this upward trend with gold, with silver, with palladium and platinum, and we want to be on the right side of this downward trend with WTI crude oil and also Brent crude oil as well. So we'll explore that as we go into the charts. Now, some of the major news items which are coming up over the course of next week and as we go into April here, which will certainly provide volatility and some trading opportunities, which you definitely want to be aware of, are the following. So next week, we've got the UK triggering Article 50 and Brexit starting. So that is scheduled to take place on Wednesday. Certainly, we could see some volatility on that. We could definitely see some impact on the precious metals, gold, silver in particular, the US dollar, the stock markets. We'll take a look at that on the charts. As we go into April, we've got more volatility with the French elections coming up as well, which could be quite a large impact on the markets, both over April and May that will be occurring. So we could see certainly some volatility. We've got the European Central Bank meeting in April, OPEC meetings in May, and as we go into June, FOMC statement, another ECB meeting. So it just gives you an idea of some of the trading opportunities we've got coming up in March and also as we head into April as well. Now, in terms of today, short term, in terms of volatility, we've got coming up over the course of this afternoon, we've got manufacturing PMI, which is coming up in approximately about 10 minutes or so. We've got one of the FOMC members speaking at 2 o'clock London time, so we could see some volatility on the US dollar and potentially gold and silver. And we've also got the Baker Hughes oil rig count coming up as well, which is at 6 o'clock London time. That essentially has an impact on oil, and we'll have a look at the overall price structure of the markets as well. So if we have a look at the two different types of trade that we execute on the binary.com platform, these are higher and lower type of trades. The reason we utilize these sort of trades is because it enables us to take trades where, especially in volatile markets, all we really need to see is the market move in our direction and close within our overall direction over a point in our direction, either to the buy side or a point in our direction to the sell side. So what that means is, essentially, if we're going to go for the price to be higher, we need the price to close just above our entry price by a point in order to win the trade. And then if we go for a sell trade, we need the price to close below our trade for a point in order to win a sell trade. So for the example here, you can see gold right now is trading at $1,245 US an ounce and 30 cents. We have the opportunity here to pick what the duration is. So here we've got a 5-hour duration, and you can see start time would be now, the payout there, $5,000, and you can see very transparent. The stake on that trade would be £2,846 there for a £5,000 payout for a price to be higher. And also on the lower side, if we went for a lower trade, the stake would be £2,853 for a payout of $5,000. So it's very transparent. You know how much you're risking up front. You know how much you can make on the trade up front. You put in the criteria: metals, gold, start time, duration, amount of the payout, and you can see what the overall win is, either on the buy side or the sell side. So very simply, we like select higher or lower because it allows us not to need to have a stop loss. We don't need to have a take profit in the market. All we need to get right, obviously, is our entry, the timing of our entry, also the timing of our exit as well is important, and also, of course, the overall direction, whether we expect the market to go higher or lower. So with that, what we'll do, we'll go over to the charts, and I'll talk you through our analysis, our forecast really on gold, on oil, on silver, as we head into the US session this afternoon. We'll have a look at how these markets are doing and what we expect to happen next. And as we go into next week, just highlighting some of these opportunities as well. So I'm just going to bring out my screen with you, so you should be able to see that very shortly. So I'm on the gold chart right now. Hopefully you can still hear me okay, guys. Do let me know if you can still hear me okay. And the sound is still there, okay? Okay, quick check-in, guys. Again, just making sure that you can hear me okay, and you can also see the presentation okay as well. Yep, thank you, Sharice. Perfect. Okay, good. Right, so first of all, we will start off here with gold. And gold has had an incredible run over the last week. If you consider where gold was last week on the FOMC statement, we were sitting at a 50% correction with gold here. So it pulled all the way back on gold, back to 1,195 US dollars per ounce. In fact, we took advantage of that. We've been selling gold since it broke down from 1,236, selling it all the way back down towards the lower end of this trend channel. Where we broke out last week, we got into this, we mentioned this last week as well, where our overall position was buying, and those trades have all won now because we've continued to see momentum follow through. So we saw momentum follow through over Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and also Wednesday. It's been a good move. If you have a look at gold here, from the lows to the highs, it's been impressive. It's been a 55 US dollar move for gold, 550 points, and it has almost managed to come all the way back up to this previous high here, this level right around the 200-day moving average, sitting at 1,263 US dollars per ounce. So overall, the trading opportunity last week, taking the price to be higher and continuing to add to trades with different expiries, has worked really well on this trade, on gold over the last week, as we've continued to see higher highs, high lows, and higher closes. Most importantly, we've continued to get higher closes here over the last week. So that's worked out really well. I hope for those of you who watched our analysis last week, you benefited, you've made some money off the back of that analysis, because we have seen gold continue to follow through and break out over the last week. It's been very profitable. So where is gold now? What does it mean for gold next, where we're sat at the moment? So we came to a very critical point yesterday on the chart here for gold, where it broke above the previous day's high. We had the potential for follow through, wanted to see whether we would get a retest of the 200-day moving average, which is sitting approximately at 1,260 US dollars. Now, what was interesting yesterday is we saw a breakout. We had an attempted breakout, not enough follow through though. And then if we go back and have a look on the chart, we've got some major levels around this zone which you need to be aware of. First of all, which is overhead trend channel, taking the price all the way back to Brexit here. This was the highs that we formed after Brexit. We've had lower highs on the chart ever since that point in time, going back to July of 2016, and that is important because that has represented another key level of resistance here. And if we have a failed move here on gold to break out and go higher, it's going to be a lower high and we need to watch out here because there could be a selling opportunity on gold as we head into next week. Now, there is, of course, some volatility risk as we go into Article 50 next week as well. So we'll have to be watching this very carefully as we go into Wednesday next week too. But overall, in terms of the price structure right now, so far today, we've got a lower high and a lower low. We've broken below yesterday's low as well. You can see gold trading around 1244, treading water a bit, but it has got quite a lot of underlying support. What I'm looking for today, which would start to give more confirmation that we are going to top out here, would be if we close below yesterday's low, and then again, if we get a lower high, lower low, and we start to drift lower into the close. Now, if we develop a very strong hammer here and it closes near the daily highs, that could also lead to more follow-through as we go into next week. So today is important because this rejection candle which developed yesterday, if we get something similar to what we saw previously, just going back to the highs at the end of February, which was followed by another rejection candle closing near the daily lows, that would be a strong sign that we're going to follow through and potentially break down lower as we go into next week. And that's the trade opportunity I'm looking at. We're actually flat on gold right now. We've come out of our buy positions and we're just waiting to see which way this is going to go. I do see potential for a breakdown in price here, but there's a little bit of risk here doing that one prior to the weekend. So I would suggest if you're going to trade gold here, especially if you go on the sell short side, you want to be looking coming out of this trade in and out, ideally by the close today. That's what we would be doing, but we're going to be neutral on this chart for right now, neutral on this trade at the moment, just waiting for a resolution as we go into the close and look for opportunities on Monday and as we go into Wednesday as well. But what I would look at for the potential that we're going to start rolling over and breaking down would be this close below yesterday's low. If we close below that low, and especially if we take out support around the 1242 zone on a closing basis, I would look at the potential for gold then to start giving back some of the gains here. And then we could start to roll over, and it would be an opportunity to sell it, basically, if we saw that confirmation. Now, we're waiting for confirmation at the moment. We need just to get a resolution, so we're quite happy just to sit here and wait to see how gold is going to play out over the course of today. But this is the way that it could break down if we start to see a failed move at this point, lower high on the chart, and then we could come all the way back to take out this previous swing low and just get a retracement here. So just bear that in mind, that this could be one way the structure goes in the following days if we get confirmation. Now, this little hammer which is developing, that's one view, okay, but we need confirmation. This little hammer which is developing on the chart at the moment for gold, if that closes like that today, so it's getting bid up a little bit here, 1245, if we do see a close around with essentially a higher close than yesterday's close, which would be important, then what we could actually see would be the catalyst for then another upward leg next week, breaking above the high here put in yesterday. If it does do that, it's on track for a move up to 1260. And then we could also, you could argue, you've got a V-shaped reversal pattern here with a neckline sitting at 1265. And then all you do, we could see a tremendous breakout to the upside. This is where gold could catch fire, accelerate, and really get moving. So we're at a decision point today, and very curious to see which way this is going to go. There'll be opportunities to trade this in either direction. What I'm waiting for at the moment is confirmation as to which way gold's going to go, because once it picks a direction, it's likely to accelerate, and we're just waiting for that opportunity. So that's what we're looking at on gold right now, really. These two breakout moves, so either a breakout to the upside or a breakout to the downside. Flat on this trade right now. We've come out of our profits over the last week where we've been buying gold. It's been very profitable here. We're just waiting at the moment for the next trade setups to confirm. Now, moving over also to silver. In fact, silver's looking quite interesting right now because we've got a break above a major overhead resistance channel going back on the chart back towards mid-November here. You can see today we've got a close above the 50-day moving average yesterday, and we're starting to build up a little bit of momentum. So silver is trying to break out, slowly but surely creeping up. Silver also corrected like gold, corrected over 50% actually of that move going back to end of December, and the highs here we formed at the end of February. And now it's starting to build some support, and I do see some clean air here. If silver can pick up momentum, break above yesterday's high, close above it, we could just get a nice retracement back towards the 18 level. Certainly would be the next level of resistance. That's also where the 200-day moving average sits on silver as well. We'll just make that a little bit more apparent for you. So we could come up, hit that level. So I see the potential for a buy trade for the price to be higher on confirmation. Again, would like to see if this confirms over the course of today's US session. And then we could have the potential on a break up to 18. If that follows through and breaks above the 200-day moving average, this would be contingent on also gold catching fire. We could actually see the upward leg maintained, that we could start to see more follow through to the upside. That's one view, okay. The other view, because we need confirmation, is that we've got essentially a lower high here as well, and if gold starts to break down low and we develop another inverse hammer on the daily chart, you could argue that actually we're just going to follow this downward trending channel, and we've got the potential to rotate lower and then not have follow through, break down, and then see a revisit and a lower low here. And it's just something to bear in mind. So I'm very curious to see whether silver will close above the 50-day moving average today. If it does, and it closes above the 21-day moving average, that opens up the door for higher prices here. If it has a failed move at this point in time, it could roll over and take out this previous low here as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out, the next trade opportunity on this as well. So essentially, silver right now, waiting confirmation. What is confirmation? Essentially, we'd need to see a break and a close. I would look for a break and a close above yesterday's high to start getting momentum to the upside, especially if we can build up a little bit of traction here above the 50-day moving average. Okay, that's important. That's a very important indicator for silver, the 50-day moving average. I'll show you instances previously where on a break above the 50-day moving average in 2016 from an oversold condition, we can see where the market really picked up momentum once it managed to close above the 50 MA. It's a moving average which is followed by a lot of traders who trade silver. The 50-day moving average, which is my blue level on the chart here, just make it a little bit more apparent for you. This is a major zone that if we break above it, close above it, this is where the price will accelerate. And that's what I'm looking out for today, trading opportunities off the back of that. So bear that in mind. That is silver. Now, if we move over also to oil, right, the overall price structure of oil right now, we are short oil at the moment. So we've seen more downside potential for this market. It's back in filling, not really doing too much today, but overall it has broken down. It's broken down major support. We sold it from this big breakdown that we had previously here, which a lot of you are aware of who've been following our sessions. We've been biased to the sell short side during this whole consolidation. We've been looking to take advantage of this breakdown in price, and now it has finally broken down. 3 months moving sideways for oil. Once it finally had a resolution, incredible amount of pressure here. We just saw an avalanche of pressure to the downside, broke through key support, and this was a great sell short trading opportunity. It's broken down significantly, broke down about 9% in 3 days. And where we are at the moment, I just see not really buyers coming in and being able to push the market up much, hovering around 48 level on USA oil at the moment. So US oil, you can trade this via Brent crude oil or US oil. Brent crude oil on the platform for binary.com, you can use the confluence. I'll show you Brent crude oil on my other chart here. Let's just bring out Brent. Okay, so Brent here also looking weak, broken through support. You could argue, okay, we've got a rejection candle there on the daily chart. It's not very convincing. It's a lower high, lower low, and a lower close. So for me, that's not really a solid rejection candle. Also yesterday, rolled over again, not doing too much today. Rejection at the 200-day moving average above, pop lower, take out this swing low, and then we could really start to see this market break down significantly lower. You could also just draw on some channels here where we're seeing a bit of pressure to the downside, but ultimately I'm looking for a rollover in price here, breakdown, take out support, and really start to accelerate to the downside. Whether we get that today, we'll have to see whether we do see that. What would cause me to get concerned about this trade at the moment would be on the short term, if oil was able to pick up momentum over the course of the US session and close. It's got a lot of work to do. Monthly pivot, weekly pivot, moving averages, all this overhead resistance to do. I think it's very unlikely. But if it was to break above all this level of resistance and close above it, on a closing basis, that would mean that, yep, that looks like it might actually retrace short term before going lower again. My overall view would be bearish even on a retracement higher here. I just think traders will keep selling into rallies at the moment on oil. But right now, momentum to the downside. I'm expecting more downside today. Take out yesterday's low at 47.70 on US oil. I expect then the swing low to get taken out this week. I'm looking for the price to go lower. So essentially, it's just a lower trade, looking for the price to go lower by the close today, and that's what I'm taking advantage of right now. And oil has played out well this week. We've continued to get lower highs, lower closes each day. Not necessarily lower high every single day. Let's have a look. 1, 2, we've got, not every single day, but overall you can see red candles, which just indicates lower closes every day. So it's breaking down essentially oil. I don't want to go against the trend here. You can see oil is one of the worst performing markets of 2017. WTI crude oil, Brent crude oil, natural gas, the overall trend is down. Gold, the overall trend is up. So overall, we want to be on the right side of the trend. So selling short into oil at the moment, sell short trade, price to be lower, very straightforward. Can do just varying degrees of time on that, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour trades. If you're going to trade lower time frame, just go over into lower time frame as well, just to track the trade. You can see at the moment, overall, it's just staircase pattern really, moving sideways, breaking down, moving sideways, breaking down. I just expect a continuation of this. There's too much overhead resistance, in my opinion, at the moment for oil here for it really to build up any sort of momentum. It's just struggling to get much higher. So I'm looking forward to continue to sell short here on oil at the moment. Also moving over to platinum and palladium. Palladium broke out to 18-month highs yesterday. In fact, look at it go today. Again, nice surge to the upside. So let's have a look at that. Yeah, it's been a pretty decisive breakout. So impressive move on palladium. You can trade palladium on binary.com. That is quite lucrative because you don't need to, when you trade palladium, you don't need to pay the big spreads that you normally do on most brokers because palladium is more illiquid market. It's not traded as heavily as some of the other markets out there. As such, it has larger spreads, but on binary.com, very straightforward. Look for the price to be higher, and just whatever duration that you typically trade on that, I would look for this to be higher basically by the end of today. Although to a certain extent it has already got moving, it's broken out already. You don't really want to buy in an overbought condition, but I suspect this will ramp up to about the 820 zone over the course of today. I'd look for a bit more follow through, but whether it would hit that level, then retrace into the close. What I would suggest for those who trade this market, look for bounces, pullbacks as opportunities to get back in, retracements in order to take palladium higher here. That's what I'll be looking at on this market. It's been a nice breakout though today. Good surge and breakout on palladium. So we'll watch to see whether silver would be next. Platinum as well, getting a bit of support here, isn't it? Starting to build some support at key zone here, the 960 zone, starting to build momentum. So what I would do today, for those of you who trade silver, gold, oil, I would first of all, silver, look at silver, it's starting to twitch, isn't it? 1768 on silver, we can see here it's starting to build up some momentum. If it takes out yesterday's high, that's likely to really follow through here. I would suspect we're going to move back up towards the monthly pivot, so I would look at that. In fact, that is actually just confirmed right now. So it's probably a market that we'll go ahead and take a trade on very shortly. Price to be higher on this market. Gold, I would expect then gold must be breaking out now. So let's have a look. Yeah, gold, you can see it's starting to surge, 1247.50. Okay, so with that, guys, I mean, it looks like there's going to be some good opportunities, in fact, as we go into the US session today. So overall, selling at the moment, oil, likely to get a position on very shortly on silver as well. You can see the overall price structure on silver starting to break out to the upside. And yeah, and with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this analysis today on gold, silver, oil, palladium, platinum. If you would like more of this analysis on a day-to-day basis, if you'd like to become a member of the Gold and Silver Club, join our live trading rooms during the week, get access to our exact entries, exit, take profit, get access to our membership site, all of the resources under that, get mentoring and coaching, please do make sure that you just make an application to join us at the Gold and Silver Club. All you need to do, if you enjoyed today's session, would be to go to www.jointhegoldensilverclub.com, complete the application form, and of course, we will get in touch with you ASAP. I'll just put the link there in the chat for you all. Okay, fantastic. And yeah, it's www.jointhegoldensilverclub.com. Very much look forward to us working with those of you who will be making an application to join us. And as a member, you get access to the following. So you get, by being a member of the Gold and Silver Club live trading room program, you get access to our online training course, our trading strategies. You get access to our live trading rooms during the week, which are also recorded. If you miss a session, you can watch the recording. You get live trade setups ready to implement, real-time notifications so you don't miss out on trades, exact details of where we're entering, exiting, the inside track, which is a week ahead trading plan provided every single weekend with a watch list of trades for the week ahead, VIP support and mentoring directly from our senior traders, and access to our Private Traders Academy members website. So again, guys, if you'd like to make an application, if you'd like to join us at the Gold and Silver Club, it's www.jointhegoldensilverclub.com. So again, you get live trading rooms, trade alerts of every single trade that we're taking, trade management, and you also get access to all of our commodity research as well, which includes our proprietary research and market insights to really help boost your understanding of the commodity markets and give you a real strong edge for your trades. So again, guys, very simply, www.jointhegoldensilverclub.com. Okay, fantastic. So I wish you all a very profitable day. Have a fantastic weekend, guys. We'll speak to you on the next one. And, of course, look forward to work with those of you who will be joining us at the Gold and Silver Club. So all the best, guys. Take care. Speak soon. Have a great one. And thanks again to Sharice and Binary.com for putting on today's session. Speak soon, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.